Hi, I'm Taylor Newell, founder and CEO of the Who Speaks For Me project. Today I went back to the jail by myself. In October, I was with my colleague and friend Sarah Mullen and my community supervising officer and some other people as I went in as a guest speaker, and I was terrified then. Today, as I posted on Facebook Live, I was more afraid because I was by myself. But no panic attacks, nothing drastic happened except for mutual respect. The three women in charge of the women's programming understand triggers and trauma and substance use disorder, as well as severe and persistent mental illness. And these are the things that we talked about. We discussed the project, the book Gorilla My Love, that I will be using to start the project, sharing our stories to reclaim our lives, unpacking the journey on the trauma to prison pipeline. And CCA, the Corrections Corporations of America, will no longer be a private jail in DC. The women will no longer be housed in a private setting. The Department of Corrections is taking over February 1. And the changes are already happening. To sit amongst women who were not there when I was incarcerated and listen to them understand what's needed shows me that the work can and will be done. I was afraid, but I created this project while I was on suicide watch in prison. I survived a lot of abuse while I was in prison, and I had to decide, am I going to live or die? When I came off of suicide watch that last time before I came home, I wrote out my project, Who Speaks For Me, in 3 phases. Phase 1, come home and face down the character assassination and all the sensationalization of my case. And to do that, I had to start writing my own story, telling my own truths, dealing with Taylor, dealing with my own mental health issues, owning them, and working through my trauma, which I continue to do today. And to begin to tell the stories of other women. I have been successfully published, I've done speaking engagements, and I don't just talk about me. There are so many women that I left behind, and many who've come home. Phase 2 started last month as I began to pull together donations and was accepted through the DOC to go in and offer the program, sharing our stories to reclaim our lives. And the probation department is working with me, as is the Mayor's Office of Returning Citizens Affairs with the Halfway House, so that other women can begin to find their voice. Phase 3 will be pulling these stories together, getting the women to go and speak about their experiences so that we can then begin to educate the judges, the prosecutors, the defense attorneys, those who work in mental health with women who are justice involved, and the gatekeepers who are in the prisons, so that we can begin to build a trauma-informed justice system to dismantle the trauma to prison pipeline for women and girls. This isn't a project that's about Taylor. This is a project about women in America, and that we are the fastest growing population, and that 90% of us have survived trauma prior to incarceration. This is a project about the fact that Black women are 2 times as likely as white women to be incarcerated as their white counterparts, which means that our jails are filling up with women that look like me and girls. This is a project that we want to move from the local level to the national level. This is a movement. So please go to the GoFundMe page if you're looking at this on Facebook. If you're on the GoFundMe page, give whatever you can. If you want to go and buy a book or buy a journal or buy pens, please contact me directly so I can tell you where to send them. If you want to volunteer, also contact me. Who Speaks For Me, dismantling the trauma to prison pipeline for women and girls, is real. It is a movement, and I hope you'll join me.